Hi all. Right, welcome back. Red Storm, Dark Blue Defection, Scenario 1, Red Dawn. This is no, it's part 9, isn't it? Part 8, I just uploaded part 8. Ended up, I didn't have the time to sort of finish off, because I thought we could get this finished, really. So I just uploaded that part just now, part 8, so it's only 35 minutes or so. Yeah, which is fine. Noticed a couple of things put in the comments. One was I forgot that Cobra could have done a radar search on pool of flight. Not that it probably matters much, but I just completely missed it. Another one was I realised that with the fencer. See if we can zoom in. The cards will be up high there, but the fencer's laden and has at low on deck altitude only has a speed of 2. So I've actually realised that I've got 2 turns, because this is only going to be able to go 1, 2, so it's going to be 1 short of its target, and the same with that one. So it does give me that little bit extra possibility and maybe doing something. It definitely did need to reach the hex, didn't it? I think so. That's the next page, Grant. When a bought SU-24C flight reaches Castle Airbase Hex 4514, I'm assuming that's what that is. It is indeed. Do not roll for bombing attacks. It is assumed they automatically destroy the runway for the purpose of the scenario only. And then victory conditions. Condition 2 is if a flight SU-24Cs with ordnance reach Castle Airbase 4514, the mission ends immediately as a NATO defeat. The one thing and this needs to become a flight, surely. Well, that could be worrying, because he's going to be showing us clean, and he's going to have a movement of 4. That's going to make me feel a bit even worse about the situation, about we've still not got this guy showing us a real flight. Now, is it maybe... hold on, it's got it covered, yeah. I was looking at, on page 4 of the rules at step 9, but step 8 says at waypoint A4, which is where this guy's just reached, which is this waypoint. So, and technically is he's 1 hex adjacent to it. So I'm going to say that that's him at the waypoint. A waypoint A4 bought unactivated generic and SU-24C flights must descend to low altitude and remain at... Oh. Right, it's still saying that it's unactivated. If a generic flight reaches the target hex and there are unactivated SU-24C flights remaining, the flight activates as an SU-24 flight and bombs the target as below. That seems to tell me that... Well, hold on. No, because if he gets the initiative here, if he was to get the initiative right here, and this flight was to move 1, 2, 3, 4, and then bomb it, that seems wrong, doesn't it? It feels like he shouldn't be allowed to be going at that speed, because we know he's laden. So, yeah, I haven't really heard anything back about that yet, but I don't know, it is over the holiday period, so my guess is John's maybe not had the chance to look things over yet. But that might cause a problem, because if they do get the initiative, then that does mean that it looks like this guy could end the game. Well, let's move on and see first, and then if it is going to be a case, actually I can take that cube away now, because he's reached that as well. If it is going to be a case of that possibility, then I might just leave it until I maybe get some confirmation, or maybe even post a question out there regarding, you know, should this flight be able to do that. I mean, it does actually say at waypoint A4, no, step 9, if a generic flight reaches the target hex, and there are unactivated SU-24 flights remaining, which would be the case, the flight activates. So that is kind of saying that should be allowed, and that should still be able to travel at its clean combat throttle. Ew. Well, I probably don't deserve to have that extra chance anyway. Well, fingers crossed we get the initiative, because if we do get the initiative, we're definitely doing a BVR engagement on that, and then that'll activate it. And then it won't then be able to reach. Okay. Right, well, let's push on. We've got an event to roll for. And, well, if we roll a 9 or 10 here, then it's... yeah, I think it's game over. Right, here we go. 7. Oof. Right, 7. Now, the ones to be ignored are 5, 6, 11, 14, and 15, so that's not going to be ignored. Play card 5. But, well, what is the random event? 7. Manpad ambush. Roll 1d10 again. 1 to 5 Warsaw Pact, 6 to 10 NATO. But hang on, let's see what the bot random event instructions are. Manpad ambush. Randomly select a human player flight among flights at deck and low on hostile. Oh, we had this one before. Needs to be on the hostile side of the front, doesn't it? So it doesn't affect the Warsaw Pact. It affects one of our random flights. That player selects one enemy flight that is at deck, low, and on the hostile side of the front. Well, we don't have any. We didn't have before, and yeah, we're still on our side of the front. So that's good. Right, so no event. Right, detection. Well, there's only 2 flights that are undetected. Is that right? Yeah, we've got Roach and Pulov. Roach is at deck altitude and rough. So he's going to get that -4, isn't he? Where's that chart again? So yeah, so he's at deck and the rough. So he's going to get -4 to the die roll on the column C for the Warsaw Pact detection level. I only rolled 5, so -4 is only 1. And then Pulov is he's at medium altitude level. So again, probably doesn't really matter here, but we're going to roll in the D column with no modifiers. 8. No, I think it's 13 we need, isn't it? Yeah. So that's the 2 normal detection attempts, and then you've got visual. Well, nobody was within 4 hexes of the two that are undetected, so no visual. Radar search. Well, we know Pulov can't do a radar search because he's disordered. Roach can't do a radar search because he's disordered. So Cobra is the only one that could do the radar search. The radar search, does that not need to be in the front arc? I think it does, doesn't it? Radar search 10.22. Both players for each enemy flight within range and the forward arc of a yeah, okay, so there's none. We can't do any of that then. So it was only just the normal detection attempt we could do. Right, movement phase. Right, well, this is a big one then, because we need to roll and get the initiative. So we need to roll a 1 to 6 here. Here goes, fingers crossed. Oh, I've rolled a 2. Good. Okay, so we are going to get this opportunity. But do let me know if I have this right. I think somebody would have let me know already, let's say. maybe John the likes hasn't got around to watching this yet, understandably, over the festive period. Let me know if I have done that right, and that should still stay as its generic flight counter. Okay. Right, I'm not going to move Roach yet because I don't want him. Yeah, I don't want him getting within 3 of the flights as well and causing trouble with my BVR attempts. So it's all about Cobra here, and yeah, let's move that out of the way. Yeah, so we're at low altitude, and we could dash at 5 speed or stay at combat throttle at 4 speed. Well, now I think we want to initiate air combat as well, probably anyway, don't we? Here's a thought as well. If Roach if he's able to get adjacent to the airfield, and that gives him the roll at the end of this turn on the admin phase, possibility of losing his disorder marker, and then if we were to get initiative in the what would be the last turn, I think, then we'd have both our fighter flights available, which might be nice. But let's see if Cobra can maybe, you never know, he might be able to do it all by himself. Okay, so, well, I think we only need to get adjacent to initiate the standard air-to-air combat, don't we? Right, let me get a chart that's going to tell me what I'm doing. Yeah, so for standard air-to-air, the prerequisite, this is on page 17, 11.211, standard air-to-air combat engagement prerequisites, and B is the defender must be within 1 hex inclusive of the attacker and in the same altitude band or the band immediately below. Now we're all at low altitude there, so that's excellent. So I should have the ability to go, if I go 1 and then 3 turn, I think that's probably in the forward arc, but I think I then want to go 2 and then 3 turn, and that's definitely me right up close. So if I go 2 and then 3 turn, yeah, the max turn marker would come off. So I've spent 2 of my movement points. So let's just show that I've got now. Well, what was I doing? Was I doing dash? You know what? I think I will. I don't know if it matters or not. I mean, because I can still reach adjacency. Well, why bother then, Grant? No, I probably shouldn't then. I'll stay at combat throttle then. So I've still got 2 movement points left. I moved 2 twice. I'm at low altitude. And now I'm in the position to engage both of the flights with BVR first. And then hopefully then I can then move adjacent. Well, I could either move adjacent and go for this guy, or I could actually move the other 2 movement points and go for that guy. I don't really see the real need. Now, the one issue here is, yeah. Right, hang on. Let me back up here. So I went 1, 3 turn 2. Yeah, so I started there, didn't I? Right, I do have a max turn marker on me. I can't make a turn. So, and I'm saying I've got 4 movement points. Combat throttle. Because what I'm just starting to think there is, as soon as I initiate air-to-air combat, standard air-to-air combat, that's pretty much me out the... Well, not out the game, but you see, you get undetected at the end of it. The only time we've done it, we both flights got disordered, so maybe I don't want to be doing standard air-to-air. maybe I want to just be positioning myself to do 2 BVR attempts this turn, and then next turn I'll get another 2 BVR attempts, being able to finish off with one air-to-air, standard air-to-air. That makes more sense, doesn't it? And plus the fact it'll give time for Roach to maybe get the chance to recover from his disorder and have one and be able to help in that last turn. Yeah, I think that's the better way to go, Grant. I thought I was just going to have a look at the manoeuvre table, because I think that's going to give us the not the actual table, but the modifiers at the side there. It's going to give us. We need to have a look at that just to see the best position to get in. However, just looking at that, I noticed that manoeuvre table, it says roll in the table using the column for the number of undamaged aircraft in the flight. So does that mean we cannot? Because remember, Roach's flight only has one damaged aircraft left. Does that mean he cannot engage in air-to-air combat? I mean, it might be the case. I didn't think I read. Where did it talk about? Damage effects. Damaged aircraft. Damaged aircraft are not counted toward the total aircraft available to make air-to-air or air-to-ground attacks. So, right. Well, that, yeah. Right, I never thought about that. What it's saying there is that you don't count that. So, if I was looking at that manoeuvre table, I would have 0 aircraft. So I would not be able to get any shots. So he can't be involved. Kind of makes some sense if he's damaged that he can't go in and attack. However, if he was with an aircraft that was undamaged, we could still have an attack with that flight, and then we would only count. If it was if there was 2 aircraft, one was damaged, one was not, then we would use that one column, I think, and still be able to attack. But yeah, it does look like Roach is out of the game then. Okay. So, right, well, this is an important table. So, and BVR, this is the one here. So, per altitude band difference, and obviously we want plus modifiers here, not minus. So, we're going to be at low altitude, so that's good. So, nothing there. Defender at low altitude is a -1. However, the exception is no mod if attacker is same or lower. So, that is the case. So, there's no modifier there. Defender's not deck, defender's not very high. Defender attacked from rear arc, it is not. Defender attacked from beam, it is not. Defender attacked from forward arc, yes. So, and then the aggression value, well, we're 0 with Cobra, aren't we? -1 with Roach, but 0 with Cobra. So we would get a +2 modifier to that. And remember, this is BVR. So, what would we need? We got a +2 modifier. We need there's two aircraft in the flight. Yeah, so it's the second column. So it's 10 to 12 we need to roll. However, we're +2 means we need an 8 or greater from 2 dice. That's pretty good, isn't it? Fancy my chances there. Mind you, that only gives you, that's the number of shot opportunities. That's not guaranteed that the shot opportunities are going to deal with this guy, or these guys, should I say. I still think that's what I want to do. So I want to soak up some of my speed here. So I think I want to make a different manoeuvre, actually. So with that 4 speed, remember I can take 1 less, so I could just move 3 speed. So I think now what I want to actually do is possibly, well, this guy is going to finish up in this hex. So I want to be able to be maybe in this hex at the moment. So can we end up in that hex facing up the way? Is what I'm trying to achieve, I think. So if I done 1, just to turn, and then 2, 3 and then finish with a turn. Now where's the turn? It's on play red card 1. Is that the one we've got up there? That would be, yeah. Yeah, so that would be a turn to start with. 1, 2, 3. So I move 3. If I was on 4 speed, my maximum turn would be 120 degrees. So I could move like I've done from there. What I've done was turn, movement point. So that's 1 movement point, 2 movement points, 3 movement points, and then finish with a, well, what is that I'm turning? That was the other thing I was getting wrong, I think. 30, 60, 90. Well, that's bang on, 120. That was a 120 degree turn. So that's me now facing both the guys. They're in my forward arc. So that I want that. They're in range because my weapon has a range in 9, doesn't it? Oh, wait a minute. There's 9, 5 and 2. Well, tell me that must be... Don't tell me... Yeah, the 9 must be for coming head to head, surely. Yeah, 11.13 combat values on page 17. We're sort of halfway down. The range of each BVR weapon is shown in terms of where the attacking flight is in relation to the target. If the attacker is in the forward arc of the target, use the range listed for forward. If in the forward or rear beams of the target. See, well, that might be, he might be in our beam. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're alright though, because beam is 5 of a range. And forward is 1 to 9. So it's, let me read that again, because this, I also struggle with the forward, beam and rear, and depending on if it's the attacker or the defender. The range of each BVR weapon is shown in terms of where the attacking flight is in relation to the target. If the attacker is in the forward arc of the target, use the range listed for forward. If in the forward or rear beams, use the beam. So we're in his forward arc. I think we are in his forward beam. That's what I'm seeing from that. Tell me if I've got that wrong. But it's good because the range for forward is 9 hexes, and the range for beam is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're bang on. And that was me. So I used up all my movement to get to that hex. And like I say, that's perfect positioning, I think. Now, because he's only going to be able to move to there. And, yeah, that's fine. He's going to move to there. And then, so next turn, I can move 1 hex into there and fire another BVR. Make an RBVR attempt. Okay, this looks good. This looks like we do actually have a chance here. Right, so we're going to engage both of these because remember we are an F15 and we can do that. 2 BVR. So I've got that. There's a BVR air-to-air combat sequence. Engagement, if successful, well, we auto-succeed. Now, before we move on, what we're going to do is that now, at last, reveal this flight. So it's Vlad. So Vlad, and he's a diamond now, not a... He becomes... Yeah, there's no rolling of dice because we've only got that one flight left. So the dummy was gone. It has to be him, so there's no point in rolling the dice, so I think that's right. So we've got them both now there, so we both successfully, we can, and because we're in F15, we can auto BVR and we can do it on 2 targets. So we are going to auto engage both of the flights, and yes, we are. Right, so we'll go for Tolikov first, and yeah, we've engaged, so we're now going to manoeuvre, and this is attacker only rolls on the manoeuvre table to determine the number of shots. Right, this is we need a big number here. So I think, well, we've been through all this, so we're at the same altitude. We're attacking. Oh, hang on then. Oh, damn. I don't think I could I moved one further round then? Because we're not going to get the +2 defender attack from forward arc. We're going to be defender attack from beam on Vlad, aren't we? Let me just, where's that table that shows you the arcs? Oh, it's there. So if he's like that, yeah, I mean, his forward arc runs, Vlad's forward arc runs right down there and right there, so it's over that way, it is not down that way. So we are in his forward beam. I think it's forward beam. It's definitely in the beam. Was there any chance of me getting around to one of these hexes? Would that have mattered? If I'd got to this hex, I'm still. Oh, wait a minute. You know what I was going to look out? Wait now. I wonder if I can. I'm not sure where it is. No, I'm not sure where it was. It was one of the light that shows you the line of sight. You know, I've got one somewhere, but I've not something I've never used for a long time. So I'm just wondering if we were, well, could we have reached this hex, Grant? I don't think so. We were there, I think, weren't we? No, we turned to start with. Well, couldn't we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just turn like that? If we went at dash throttle, but then would that put us in? It's coming down. We're on the edge. We'd be on the edge of that hex. Now, how does that work again? If I can do that, I will do that, I think. Because I think, right, hang on, it tells you a target hex or flight is within an arc if more than half the hex is contained within the shaded, unshaded arc zone. So he's coming down, so he'd be coming down the spine of my hex. No, that's going to be outside, isn't it? That's not inside it. And I don't think I can get into any of the hexes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I could have probably got into that hex, but I think the most I would get is 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 turn, 5, 3, 36. I only got a 60-degree free turn, don't I? Does that not work though? That does work, Grant, doesn't it? I only got a 30-degree free turn at speed 5. That's the problem. So I can't do that. Oh well. I guess we'll just need to go with plan A then. So I was there, it was like 3 turn, 1, 2. Did I use my 5 to do that? I'm getting all muddled up now. I think I turned first, didn't I? Or did I not just say 1, 2, return 3 into here, and then 120-degree turn 1, 2, 4. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that was still only my 4 movement points, and I done a full turn at the end. Yeah, I think I'll just need to stick with that. So it means I'm getting a +2 modifier on this guy, but I'm getting a -1 modifier on that guy because of the attack from the beam. Yeah. Well, okay, that's fine. I mean, He is closer, but I mean, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, it doesn't matter. It's going to take them both just 2 turns to reach the target, isn't it? Right, anyway. Come on, Grant. You should be able to get this done and dusted. So, we're going to go... Right, we're going to go for Tolikov. So, that's the one we're going to get the plus. We're going to get a +2 on this, where we've got 2 aircraft in the flight. So, we're going to roll on that 2 column in the manoeuvre table. And with a +2, like I say, we want an 8, so here goes. Here go. Well, we want something higher actually, because we prefer to have like 2 shots. So here we. Oh yeah. Oh, hang on. Yeah, I'm forgetting. They've got. Well, they do have only 2 aircraft in each flight. I'm forgetting there's 2 aircraft. Well, okay. Right, here we go. +2. It's a 10 I've rolled, so +2 is a 12. Well, that's not bad. Give me a 3. Nah, I'm not getting a 3, am I? Oh, I'm only still getting a 1. Am I? 2 aircraft in the flight. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong side. It's BVR, Grant. What did I roll? 12. Oh, that's still a 1. 10 to 12 is a 1. I rolled 10 plus the 2 is 12. Yeah, that is 1. Oh, that's a bit of a bummer. Well, okay. Right, so now we're going to roll short resolution here. So it's an undepleted weapon to shoot with. Yeah, this is the other thing. I've got to hope that I don't deplete my weapons. Well, it's the RHM that I'm using, isn't it? It's RHM AIMS, is it AIM-7F? Tells me down here. No, it's AIM-7M. AIM-7M, so it's that one. So it's the pushing numbers are 3. Is that the one I have to use? Yeah, it is. So the pushing levels are 3. You'll see it's got a +3 though to its. I think that's a modifier we're going to get, isn't it? Yeah. It's a BVR combat. So we get +3 combat value of selected weapon. That's +3. And +1 if the flight has 1 or more additional undepleted weapons, not applicable to BVR. Ah, right, okay. So that doesn't apply to BVR. So we are getting a +3 here though. So we're rolling 2 dice in this chart. We've only got the 1 shot. So 2 dice and a +3 modifier. We've rolled high. Sometimes that's maybe not so good on this chart. 17 +3 is 20. 1 aircraft damaged. Look if we hadn't had that +3, 1 aircraft shot down. So 1 aircraft damaged. Okay. There's damage allocation table. So number of aircraft at start of this combat attack. So this is the defenders. They've got 2 aircraft in their flight. So we're looking on the 2 column. Result is the number of affected aircraft. No, hang on. Result is the number of the affected aircraft. Yeah, it's 2. We're rolling on the 2 column. It's just 1 die roll this. Let's see what we get. And we're waiting for a damage result on number 8. So 8 is C2. So it's aircraft number 2. There's no crippled aircraft. That's what the C was made on. So that's a purple. Damage was purple pen I was using. So it was aircraft number 2. And what flight is this? Tolikov, isn't it? So Tolikov, I mark number 2 in purple. So he's damaged, but he's got one other aircraft. Now what happens there then? Do we not still have to do the morale check? Which this is it. Yeah, this is the bit that's maybe more important for me, because if I can get them to jettison their bombs. Well, first of all, we've got to check for our weapons depleting. Now, we haven't fired at the other flight yet, but, well, we've engaged both of them, but I guess you do it this way. So if for some reason I do deplete my weapons here, I guess we can't fire. So after all shots in a combat have been resolved, well, I'm not sure then, guys. Should I carry out the combat on the other flight as well? Here? Or do I have to check for depletion on each one? Roll per flight that took a shot, not per shot taken. If a flight resolved multiple shots, subtract 1 from the roll for each shot after the first. No, I only got 1 shot. Right, I'm not sure then. I'm going to roll it now, but it might be that I've got to finish the combat on both of them before rolling. So, well, right, so roll 1 dice. If the result is equal to or less than a 3, then right, here goes. I've rolled a 1. Great. So that means his the long range missiles are depleted. So I'm not going to get the shot. I feel like this is slipping away now. So Cobra does not have any RHM AIM-7Ms left. Well, that's a bummer. So now I need, at the forward arc range, my other missiles need to be within 2 hexes. Well, actually, yeah, I think it'll still work. Maybe. Right, well, yeah, what about the morale thing, though? That's what I was about to jump to, and then I forgot. Right, we need to check the ammo depletion. So damage allocation and post-combat procedures. Well, we can't, I'm assuming I'm doing that right. You can let me know that I don't now get a shot on Vlad, because my weapon's depleted, and I don't have a missile that's within range. So although I engaged it, I've nothing to fire at. So and then after rolling for ammo depletion, follow the steps as applicable under damage allocation 12.1 and post-combat procedures 13. So 12.1, so we randomly allocated a damaged aircraft. We've done all that. Post-combat procedures, following damage allocation in any standard air-to-air combat. Right, it's not, it's BVR. Oh, is it just standard that they have the morale check? Oh, I think it might be. Following BVR combat short resolution, including ammo depletion check, which we've done, and damage allocation, we've done. Regardless of the results, the defending flight only performs the following actions in order. Oh, yeah, so he does. We've got, actually, it's on that table, morale check there. Yeah, I was looking at it already, wasn't I? So, if any BVR shots occurred, conduct a morale check on the BVR column. Yeah. Right, well, we're going to roll on this, isn't now. Modifiers. So this is the defender that's rolling on this table. Because the defender flight only performs the following actions. Conduct a morale check. So his modifiers are his aggression value. Right, they've got a +1, haven't they? Yeah. Yeah, he's got a +1. This is Tolikov. +1. Give me a sec. Right, so he's got a +1 for the aggression value. Had surprise, no. Disadvantage, no. That's all just when it's standard air-to-air combat. Per +1 per enemy aircraft damaged, crippled, shot down. Well, no. -1 per friendly aircraft damaged, crippled, shot down. Well, he's got 1 damaged aircraft, so that's a -1. And then fighters disengaging. No, that's only standard air combat. So the modifiers null out to, there's no modifiers, so 0. So we're rolling on the BVR combat. And is this a low number we want then? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so he's rolling on that with no modifiers. Right, let's see what we get. 18. That's a big number. So 18. Oh, I didn't want to. I just said it. Grant, you just said it. A low number you wanted, not a high number for a change. Oh, come on. No effect. Greater than or equal to 15 is no effect in BVR combat. 13 to 14 would have worked, jettison check. Well, we'd have to roll on it, I suppose. But disordered, would have, the 2 disordered results or the abort result surely would have worked. So anything basically less than 15 would have given me a shot. Nah, it's just not meant to happen. I probably don't deserve it the way I've been playing this mission out, really. Oh well, okay. So we've done the morale check. Nothing doing. We don't need to place any markers. If any BVR shots occurred, place a BVR avoid marker. Well, he's going to get that. And then roll for bailouts. Damaged or crippled aircraft jettison ordnance. Ooh. Maybe because he's damaged, he needs to. Does he just jettison? But then there's another aircraft in the flight. What am I looking for here? A BVR avoid marker. So he does get. This is Tolokov, innit? Put it there. He does get a BVR avoid marker. Yeah, just looking at that one finally though. It says step 5, damaged or crippled aircraft, jettison ordnance, 16.21. Yeah, I think it just means one of them. At any time during movement, ordnance may be jettisoned. Damaged and crippled results require individual aircraft in a flight to jettison ordnance. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this was one of the questions I was a bit baffled about. In both cases, reduce the flight's remaining bomb points or PGM shots based on the bomb points or PGM shots currently carried. Right, that's not really affecting this mission because it just shows their bombs as BTAB 500s. So I mean, it doesn't matter. If he loses them, he's still got one aircraft equipped with bombs, able to drop his bombs. Yeah, and plus Vlad's just behind them, waiting to do his thing as well. Yeah, okay, not to be. So that was Cobra flight. Right, I've just realised I never drew an initiative check, did I? Right, I'm going to have to go and draw that now. Let's hope I don't draw a 0, or this is going to be I'm going to have to restart this video, I think. Right, here we go. There's a 2 on the large side, so hopefully a 1. Yeah, it's a 1. Good. Right, we got lucky. We got lucky there then. So that was our 1 activation. We've got Roach still not activated. Hopefully I can remember that because I'm not any more time now, and I'm as well just cutting this video and making it a short one again. So I look back in the video. There's not a real way of marking who's still to move, is there? I suppose I could put some wee kind of marker on top of the flights that I've still got to activate. I can look back in the video if I need to. Right, I'll leave it for now. Yeah, I did think I might got things finished all up there, but as usual, it's still taking me time to get through these. But I'm enjoying it. That's That's a good thing about it. I'm enjoying it, and I know I've started another game on the other table there, and that's going to take a bit of my time as well. But I don't intend just giving up on this. I want to move. I want to move on to the next scenario, because obviously it's going to bring some new things, and hopefully I've now stored in some of this information on what all this, how to go about this, and realising BVR here. I mean, I could have done this already. I could have came around and attacked him from the front, which is obviously the way to go, isn't it? Get at the range, and you might be able to, because they don't have BVR capabilities to fire back. So it's perfect. Get in front of them and try and fire at them. Just kind of poor die rolling there, wasn't it? I rolled a 1 to deplete my weapons, rolled an 18 on a morale check. Anyway, okay. Right, I'll come back and we'll get this finished shortly. A long day at work tomorrow, so don't know if I'll get it done tomorrow, but next few days after that should be alright, and then I'm off over the weekend, so should get some time to get stuff done. Okay, so I'll be back some point. Cheers, guys.